And good morning. It is November 16th, 2023, 9 a.m. I get audio confirmation right here. And what else is today? What is worth saying? Windows Helpline number 329. And we're going to take a look inside this computer on fire. I reported yesterday that the computer in possession of my grandson Braden caught fire. And we're going to see what we can find in it. Now, I did find the solution to the voice synchronization yesterday, but I see that it's out of sync again. And so I'm going to show you what that is. I thought that I had a lot of sources and scenes in my XSplit. Maybe that was causing the problem, so I was futzing around in that area. But here's what I found to be the solution. So I'm going to bring up XSplit here. You're going to see the picture in picture thing once that finally came up. I've got all these scenes over here on the bottom right hand side. I thought that could be taking it up, but what I found to be the solution is if I come up here to File. Now I already clicked File. I'm waiting for the File menu to drop down. Waiting. This is when it's running poorly, and then I can load a presentation, and a presentation is all my scenes and sources that are configured. And what I can do here, and I tested this live yesterday on a private live stream, it'll fix it temporarily. We're waiting for the next menu to come up. And this is, here in the middle, do you want to save the changes of the current presentation before loading from File? No, I do not. And then I'm going to get a list of presentations that I can load into the computer. Now, it's been routine that I would reload the same presentation. Notice it's 371 kilobytes in size, but that doesn't solve it because I do that every day anyway. Down here, this Beat Saber one is really tiny, 17 kilobytes. So the solution is to load that one, which removes all of this big stuff out of memory. That's my theory anyway. And then that brings it back to performing well, but I don't have any of my scenes, and you're seeing a black screen until it comes up. You're still seeing black screen. Now that's a camera setting that I had for Beat Saber. Now I can't run the show on that, but notice now when I click on the File menu, boom, it comes up right away. These things all work right away. Now if I go back to the File menu and load presentation, go back to my Big Daddy presentation, open that, then it works fine for a while. So I'm thinking still it might be about all my scenes and sources. So anyway, I'm on the right path, the right track. So now you should see my voice better in sync. Let's see, it looks like a little delay. And then I'm going to go up to, let's see, I got to give you back to this middle screen. Go to the File menu. See, that comes up right away. So it looks like it's working better now. Now, my money says it's gonna get bad again before the end of this live stream. Pop out chat. We'll go catch up with chat, and then we'll go look at this computer on fire. John Williams, so many great songs. Love the trailer. John has talked about the trailer that I played today, and I added a link for it here in the description. But in order to see that, you'll have to refresh the page because I just added that before starting the show. Oh, it's not showing there. Well, that's interesting. Why did it not show up there? Okay, well, let's go ahead and I was going to put it in chat, but that means some people won't be able to see it. Here's that link, today's trailer. And I said, am I doing this really only because I know Ken Stout's not going to be watching during the show and I want to give him a way to get to it? Is that really the only reason why I'm putting it in, going to the extra effort of putting it into the description? There it is, Ken Stout. You can click on it from there. See, I could have just put it into chat, but we know that the chat replay doesn't show up until like the next day. So I could put it here also, today's trailer. And, oh, interesting thing about that trailer, it doesn't have any copyright notifications. See here, this is that trailer, just under 2 minutes in length. It's most popular songs each month since January 1980. Well, I only did 2 minutes worth, so it's only a few months into 1980. But there's no ineligible here, which and no restrictions, which means I should be able to play it right now and not get hit. So here, if I come over here and click on that and unmute it and let you hear it, yeah. So it goes through and gives a whole bunch of old hits. Fun, fun, fun. Now let's stop that and come back to chat room. Zoom in a bit. And by the way, at the end of that trailer, there's a end card that takes you to that video on the channel. They have a bunch of other compilations like that with pieces of lots of different songs. Very entertaining. I suggest you give that channel a check out, try, whatever. Alice, great trailer. Hi, all. Really amazing songs, hit after hit. Rick Lakes, hello. Carl J. Selden Ball. Turned out to be rainy yesterday here. I didn't know that until almost sunset when I finally poked my head out the door. It's the first time I looked out outside all day. Selden Ball, I've been writing a story webpage set in year 10,000 involving AIs illustrated using Bing Create. Critiques needed. It includes contact info. May I post a link here? Absolutely. That sounds fascinating. As I was reading this, I was thinking, post a link. Yeah, absolutely, Selden. Rand Israel, hi, and Tim TechWiz just arrived from at work. Bobby Warren, hello. The Magic Smoke was released. The smell of backlight. Is that like backlight? No, black light. As a kid, we had black lights in my high school room, my personal room at home. Not my homeroom. That sounds like I'm at school. Zavi Manor, hi. Do you guys remember black lights? Nick and blacklight posters. Nick Poverman, someone stole my dictionary. I have no words to describe how I feel about this. About what? The songs or the story? No, he's just giving us a joke. It's just I'm trying to think, what is he trying to describe how he feels about it? No, this is the joke. Someone stole my dictionary. I have no words to describe how I feel about this because I don't have my dictionary. Mike Wojcik, that almost went past. That almost went over my head and did not realize that was a joke. Possible memory leak. For memory leak might be in relation to the dictionary. I don't think that's in relation to the smoking fast computer. Call a plumber. Mike Wojcik, let's see, did I miss what that's about? Leak. Okay, the leak, call a plumber. People saying hello. That's from Doug. Selden Ball. Oh, here's his thing he wants us to check out. Holonic symbiosis. And it's save, settings, restart, navigation problem, contents, layout format set to none. Okay, I will go spend some time with that. Hopefully some of you will as well. Alice, I'm looking for ideas for a laptop for a family member. They are a heavy user and looking for a 15.5-inch screen. What brand is good for 2023? I personally, maybe some other people say other things. Some people have really, I have supported clients on Dell, Toshiba, Lenovo, HP, whatever else there is. What you want is the features for the individual. So get what I like to do is get a list of features, and it'd be nice if I could just go pull one up and give you a link to it, but I haven't really formulated it like that way. So the questions ask them, do you want a numeric keypad on the keyboard to the right of the keyboard? Now on a 15.5-inch, no, that's not a given. You may or may not find them with that. Definitely some of them are not going to have, probably most of them are not going to have the numeric keyboard. Do they like the touch pad? Are they intending to use an external mouse, a wireless mouse? There's some differences in touchpads. There's not a whole lot of variation anymore, like the eraser mouse stick on the that's in the middle of the keyboard. Don't see a whole lot there. How big of a wrist rest do they want? Do they want backlit keys on the keyboard? Um, do they want like maybe a what's the green blocker, blue blocker for the monitor screen? Do they intend to use it in bed where they have a partner that they want to keep the glare down? Do they intend to use it outside? You'd want to have a really strong monitor for that. Do they intend to use it long periods of time on battery power? So you want a really big, strong battery in it. Let's see, what are some other things for laptops? CD drives are no longer, DVD drives are just not available. I mean, very, very rare. You're going to get a big laptop and probably have to like special order from Dell's configurations. You could get that. So they probably don't need that. How about USB ports? Do they want a lot of Type A USB ports? Do they prefer the Type C USB ports? Um, what other questions? Yeah, how much do you want to spend? The person's a heavy user. I saw Lawn Dog asking that. I don't go first for budget because normally I'm buying for clients and they need it to work well for them. They're spending their whole work days on it. Saving a few $100s is irrelevant. They need something that's going to serve what they need and be pleasant to work with. Family member, that might be a different question. So are there budget concerns? There's Black Friday coming up, so perhaps you want to focus your intent on shopping then. Let's see what else on laptops. Do they want like a two in one, where the screen can wrap all the way around and be able to use it as a tablet? Do they want a touch screen? That's a significant question to ask. So it's not brand. Brand is, in my mind, is secondary. That's just fluff. A lot of people are going to have violent reactions to that. But in my mind, you want the computer that's going to work well for that person. Now, a lot of users, laptop users, they're going to have maybe 3 things that they really care about out of that whole list. Whereas most of the stuff on that list and whatever else you can think of to add to the list, they're not going to care about. Now, how do you make sure you got a complete list? We'll go to some listings for laptops. I like Amazon for that, and read through the details because it's going to tell you about all the details of it. Go to the manufacturer's website, look through the details there to be sure that you have all of the things that a laptop consists of to ask the end user. That is my advice on helping somebody buy a laptop. Let's see, we're at 9:07. Richard Rogers, Alice Rand Israel, as in the stuff M16s are made of. Bakelite is the material printed circuit boards are made from. Okay, thank you. Did not know that. If you gave me a multiple choice question with that as one of the materials, I would not have recognized it. I have no idea about what bakelite is. I thought it was a light inside the oven, really, or misspelling of blacklight. Anybody have some other things going on with her computer to report this morning after doing the Microsoft update from last night? No, Baby Beast restarted, no problems there. Big Beast has not installed the updates yet. And I looked at this before starting the show this morning, and here's the updates waiting to install. They have not partially installed yet. And let's see, I think that's because I have some, get me up to date, restart as soon as possible. I have that turned off. Download updates are metered. Have that turned off, but I'm not a metered connection anyway. Yeah, this computer did not automatically download and begin the install. And it seems to me that there's some settings somewhere that's causing that. Oh, I know what it is. Maybe. Advanced options. Oh, configured update policies. Maybe it's there. No policies set. active hours, 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. This computer is not on outside of those hours because I hibernate it overnight. So it hasn't had a chance outside of active hours to begin installing the updates. I think that's what's going on. Now that menu option was to don't restart outside of active hours, but I got really wide active hours. Last month I wound up clicking to do the install, and I'll probably do that also within the next few days. The possible memory leak might be referring to a person, not to the hardware. That's the best I can explain right now. Low blood sugar, doing recovery. Take care of yourself, Lawn Dog. I'm okay, but I noticed some missing icons, most notably in my taskbar. Google Chrome's missing. Google Chrome itself is missing icons in the task. Oh, it's Google Chrome became unpinned, perhaps. Just an indication that the world is ending. Keyboards are very personal preference. Backlit keys. Yeah, so when you go shopping for the computer, just check to see whether it's backlit. I have nothing to steer you to, but every computer manufacturer is going to be offering some laptops that have backlit keys and some that don't. I'm also looking for a laptop, but to me at this point in time, I'm not seeing any really good deals or configurations for heavy users, and that term is a little bit vague. How much do you want to spend? RGB keyboards, RGB RAM, RGB CPU, cooler, fans, radiators in a laptop? Really? You want Type C? Yeah, I'm not going to be taking you to a specific laptop and manufacturer and model. I'd certainly be, if you want to propose some, I'd certainly be happy to review them during the show. Yeah, budget restricts features. Most 15.6 have numeric keypad. 14-inch would be a problem. Okay, well, Jim probably is far more accurate than I am on that. I was thinking 15.6 was not the smallest available, but on the small side because there's 17-inch and I think there's even 19-inch laptops available. How far into the latest technologies do you want to go? NVMe. Certainly any laptop you're buying now, you want to be sure it has NVMe in it. Hello, Josh Kinder. Nick Poverman. Standard dielectric material used for circuit boards is a flame-resistant composite woven of fiberglass cloth and epoxy resin known as FR4. Okay. Happy days. Happy to know that. Yeah, well. Where is this? I just want to show you what I got set up for redirect. I got a different channel set up for redirect today. This Pirate Software. I discovered him recently, and let's see, can I show it here? And found it kind of very interesting. In fact, Ken Stout will be interesting to become aware of this channel. He's got 2.1 thousand watching his live stream right now. His name is...
And I want to find out why.
Is Thor. Let's see, what was his subscription? 542K subscribers, but he does some massively long live streams. He live streams his coding work. Let's see, what do we got? 73. Oh yeah, 9 hours, 8 hours, 7 hours. Look, yesterday, that would be 2 days ago, 3 days ago. He's daily doing like over 8 hours, 9 hours, 7 hour live streams daily. And I learned a little bit more about him. Very impressive individual and enjoyable. He does a great show. Where were we at here? Seldom Ball, no problems with Windows 10 update. Took an hour though. Yesterday I updated Baby Beast that happened during the live stream. Gets very deep. That is some information. Gets very deep into manufacturing process. What is a heavy user? Spreadsheet jockey, SolidWorks, video editor. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, the word heavy user is not good enough. What do you mean by that? Are they editing videos? Are they editing complex videos? Are they editing long videos? Are they doing color balancing on massively dense photographs? Does heavy just mean they work a lot on their computer and they're doing Microsoft Word documents all day long. I mean, they're working on Microsoft Word all day long. That's not a demanding use of a computer. That's a demanding use of the person. So it's a heavy user, not heavy computer use. Long hours, maybe. So yeah, we got to define what does heavy user mean. No, just use, oh, look at that. And just uses Word, etc. Often not really a gamer. Yeah, so that doesn't, you don't need any really powerful computer. I think Carly recently bought Asus laptop, which he is a heavy user. Yeah, Asus is fine. Acer is fine. I really don't have complaints about any particular manufacturers. And I find when people do complain about manufacturers is because they have personally had a bad Apple or Lemon experience. The manufacturers are very different in the way that they, at the level of support they will provide. I guess that's not been a big issue for me because I very, very rarely turn to the manufacturer for support. Greg M. to Nick, sorry, you are right. Bakelite is Bakelite. Those are spelled the same, just a capital B. Formerly, okay, I'm going to try this. Methylene glycolin hydride. Polyoxybenzyl methylene glycolin hydride is a thermosetting phenyl formaldehyde resin. Whew, word is not heavy use in my opinion. Yeah, but a lot of long hours would, you could call heavy user. PowerPoint less pointless, and Excel would be heavy use. Really? You would call that heavy use? Alice says, thank you. You're certainly welcome. Thank you for the question. That's giving me content. Always appreciate your questions, Alice. And everybody else. Greg, I have one client who forgets to close complex Excel spreadsheets and opens multiple ones. I wonder why it runs out of memory. Yeah. The number of times that I come across, I connect remotely to work on a client's computer, and they've got just tons and tons of Word documents and Excel documents open. I go to close them, and it asks me if I want to save. Okay. And they're unsaved. They're unnamed documents. Oh my gosh. How do you people get along? Watch for soldered on memory and NVMe though. Well, only if you think that user might potentially want to upgrade in the future. In my experience with normals is a nickname we use for normal users that are not techies, very rarely upgrade. Stay away from gaming notebooks. Agree. I agree for that. Well, unless you're doing gaming, which Alice's friend, relative, client, whoever it was, is not. Let's see, who was it? Look at a family member. That's what she told us. Jim to Greg, soldered on NVMe means no MacBook. Yep, especially if not using cloud backup. Many companies stopped using backlight, it's probably Bakelite. In the early 1940s, by the end of World War II, new technologies in the world of plastics had made Bakelite obsolete. Have you ever seen the time wasted on PowerPoint-less presentations? Not only have I seen them, Jim, but I have created them. Yeah, I have created my share of PowerPoint presentations, and I have done live audience presentations where I'm the presenter of PowerPoint presentations created by somebody else. That's another can of worms. This is kind of funny. You see computers before 1940 that came from Mr. Google. Okay, now let's see how, oh, you know what? I didn't check to see if my camera keyboard is working. Yeah, it's working. And there's my hand. Let's change that to show Let's see, I'm trying to change that camera so it will be autofocus. Do I want to do that? No, let's not do that until we see if there's a problem. So we're going to open this computer up. I'm going to do my intention is to do some close-up views of portions of the keyboard. Ooh, watch this. Watch this. The way I got this microphone set up now, I can just roll this right around here so it's still close to me while I'm over here. I was just talking about something. What was it? Oh yeah, I'm going to show some close-up camera views. And if we don't find whatever is damaged in here, some of you might be inclined to go back and watch it in replay. See, here's this light. It looks like the camera is auto sensing. I'm going to point the light towards the camera, see if it turns down. Yeah, looks like it is. And let's see how well. Need to get the light over here. Now I'm going to try paying attention to moving the camera around. I'm not really looking at the motherboard. I've got to get this position a little bit better. Ignore the camera movement. Don't watch the screen if you're sensitive, if you're feeling woozy. I got to get this positioned a little bit better. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to need that light pointed in there. How's that looking? All right, so then I'm going to do a manual focus. Oh, that does look pretty good, doesn't it? Turn that a little bit better. Okay, now I want to give you a little better orientation. See, I've got the camera just up here, and the video card is right in here. So you're just seeing right now that upper left quadrant of the motherboard. Now let's get back to that camera. Now if I point the light into that area, yeah, all right, I'm going to keep the camera still, move the light around. There's capacitors in there. I don't spot anything that's blown in that area. Then move down here. The camera squared off in there. Then turn it up a little bit. Let's see. Duct tape on acrylic panel. There's no duct tape on that. No, there was no duct tape on my side panel. Is that what you're referring to? Jim? Sniff test. First computer I used had punch tape. Is that case sitting on the front of the case with the rear point upwards? Is that case sitting on the front of the case with the rear point upwards? Oh, I understand your question now. Yeah, this case is kind of unique. This case has all of the USB connections, keyboard connections are all on the top, and the back of the video board is on the top of the case. There's another panel that sits up here. The wires are intended to come out the back side. Yeah, it's kind of an unusual case. I think what Jim is referring to is the image of my airplane that's etched into that acrylic panel. It's actually an image of my Cessna 172. Yeah, Mike says that. Okay, so we're finished with that area. I haven't shown the bottom of the board. Down here at the bottom, we have the drive connections. I haven't seen anything that's burnt or blown yet. Okay, now I'm going to come to, let's not make you watch the C6 stuff. Let's see about this area. Now you see the capacitors, see that nothing wrong with the traces on the motherboard. You see those blue heat sinks for the, I think that's an M.2 under there. You know what? I'm not sure it is. Seeing anything? Yeah, this computer was bought like 2012. So somebody saying DDR3. I think that's accurate. Let me get down here to the memory area. It was a custom order from a place called DSO, Digital Systems Online. This is the computer that I was using for live streaming before I bought the big beast. Now my suspicion is that whatever the problem is with this motherboard, I'm probably going to be replacing motherboard, CPU, maybe memory with something more current for my grandson. But I'm not committing to that just yet. I don't want to give up this case because it's got my airplane on the side. This, you're not seeing this very well. Okay, I'm going to reposition the camera again. Go between the CPU heatsink and the video card. See how that works. So looking for what is damaged on this motherboard is more of a curiosity rather than any intention to repair it. I think that shaking you saw for a while was the camera shaking, not the computer on the desk. It's a very heavy computer. And then let's go over to this side. These shots are all without using that light. You can't even see the webcam there in this view. This has all just been the webcam adjusting for low light. All right, now we need a look at the video card. Let's take it out. There's also, oh, I'm going to show you the connections on the, what you think of as the back of a computer. In this case, it's the top of the computer. I want to try to find some way to clip this somewhere. There we go. That's my overhead camera. Uh-oh. Something went wrong. Yep. Disconnect. What we have here is a failure to communicate. Yeah. Now, when I was using this computer, I didn't buy it for live streaming. I bought it for the video editing work for my. Now, wait a minute, that's not true. Think that through, Doug. The video editing work that I was doing for my airplane, I was using my iMac for that with Final Cut Pro because it had a really good way of having video that was captured on 5 GoPros that I had mounted on my airplane. And I could line them all up and synchronize them properly, and I could just press the numeric keys on the keyboard as it was playing through to switch camera views. So I just hit play in the editing software, Final Cut Pro, and I could just punch the numbers when I wanted it to switch to a different scene, and I could have it do different transitions and so on. So it was really, really cool. First suspect is power supply. No, it could be. Now, I don't smell any burned smell. Power supply down here. Yeah, I have smelled power supplies before that have burned. Now, my daughter saw the flames through the plexiglass panel, and the side of the power supply is not visible through there. What sort of symptoms is the computer showing? Fire. Yeah, the symptom is fire. Flames and smoke. DDR3 motherboard. I'm going to suspect that Wintermute wasn't here when I first told that. I was thinking the same thing, old system. Fan on power supply could seize up. Yeah, power supply fried itself. Seen too many of these old platforms. You can keep the case, but it's time for a platform upgrade. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Wasn't really wanting to spend that money, but I'm still swimming in computers this era. They are the foundation that I put my new computer on top of, unfortunately. Oh, computers of that era. We're talking physical foundation. What's the red switch for? Out of sync again. Oh, okay. So let's go have a look at this. See if I can fix it again. You're seeing the mirroring effect, and I'm going to come up here to the file menu, and it should be delayed response. Yeah, that was kind of slow. Then I'll go load presentation. No, I don't want to save the presentation. And then load this small, tiny little presentation and wait for that to appear. My picture-in-picture should show up in the bottom left corner. When that's finished loading, you see down here in the bottom right, there's only 4 scenes and that plus sign to add a new scene. I'll come back and load presentation and get my big 371 kilobyte presentation and let that come back in and see if that fixes the sink. Does that fix the sink or the laundry room or the washing machine or the garage? Come up here to the file menu and it shows up right away. So I think that fixed the sink and the bathtub. Can somebody briefly go over the problem with this computer? I'm sorry, my current condition can't recall. The problem was my grandson came running out of his bedroom to his mom in the living room said, Mom, the computer's on fire. She says, what? And she gets up and goes into the room where the computer is, and there's smoke coming up off the top of the computer. And she looks through the plexiglass panel on the side, and she sees flames, small flames, but flames. And she unplugs it. And then she told me about it at the football game on Saturday. My subscription feed is not showing this live. All right. Now, so that's the back of the computer. And then here you're seeing some of the dog hair that I missed. I did use the leaf blower to blow the computer out. And this motherboard has integrated video that we can see there. There are video ports. I'm pretty sure the CPU has onboard video. So if we suspect the video card at fault, then the computer might turn on and run. All right. I know I'm over time. Tomorrow is Friday. We got quite a ways to go yet on this. I'm thinking maybe we pick up at this point on tomorrow. Yeah. Now we all have the screws out. I want to take out both of those adapter boards. There's that USB board in there, and the video card. We'll get a close look at that, and then we'll, if we don't have a reason not to, we'll try turning it on and see what happens. Rephrasing, not showing this stream. Red switch. So let me cover a couple other things. So I'm curious about subscription feed not showing this live. I wonder if my notifications, does my notifications even show me? No, it doesn't. If I come over here to click on this, view your channel, and then, yeah, this is showing live here, and over here it's showing live. So what Dennis is reporting is his subscription feed. Oh, okay. So the subscription, no, this is notifications, not subscription feed. Subscriptions over here. So yeah, Pirate Software is live, and that's why I'm redirecting to him, because he's live right now. So he's saying in this subscriptions feed, not showing live, or it's not appearing there at all. I guess that's what it means. It's not appearing at all in his subscription feed. And he's showing his subscription feed. No, this takes to my subscription feed, but this is just what he was referring to. Okay. All right, well, I don't know what's up with that. Now, let's see, a red switch. What's the red switch for? Where's the red switch? I think that's a power switch. Where's a red switch? Is there a red switch on the motherboard? What red switch are you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? What's the red switch for? Anything else from RAN? Not yet. I'm not sure if you would see anything physical if it came from the power supply, because they're in their own little box. Cut the image of the airplane and stick it on the side of a new computer. Well, yeah, but is there anything wrong with using this case? I don't have any objection to using it. In this instance, I would visually inspect before turning the computer on very careful visual inspection. Yeah. And I'll also use a power strip that has a on-off switch on it, so that if something happens, I don't have to grab the power cord to unplug it, and I can just hit the switch on the surge protector or power strip. I would call a standard operating procedure when doing repair. Alice saying take care all. So I haven't ended yet, right? So I realize I got some more to show you. Is the front of the computer. All right, let's try this way. I'll tell you when you can open your eyes. Just not that there's anything pertinent, but just show you the front of the computer. God, how about that? A media center. That's old. And then this side, and then I'll give you a view of the panel that has my airplane on it. Yeah. See, that's my Cessna 172. And the reason why it's showing the tail of the plane is because there's an American flag painted on the tail, kind of stylized. You can't make that out very well. It just didn't come out very good in plexiglass. But that was kind of a what? Not a landmark, but noticeable thing in the community here. My airplane was very recognizable. The 5.25 bay is going away. The dodo bird, I find that very disappointing, really. Okay. Nothing wrong with the case. I've repurposed case for many years. Things of potential destructions have already occurred. By the way, I would keep this case mostly because it has a place for a CD, more importantly, a 5.25-inch bay, which can be used for removable hard drives. Whether you use the 5.25 for CD or other purpose, kind of important to me. Yeah, I doubt that we would be using it, but it's just I have an affection for the computer, both because of my airplane on it and because I paid a lot of money for it originally. It's not worth anything now. I see the delay, and I see that it's back to being slow and out of sync. All right, let's get out of here. Here's the email address if you want to send a question for me in the chat room to respond to during one of these shows. That's how you do it. Or you can put a comment on any of my videos, or you can ask a question in the chat room. And we enjoy responding to questions. So bring it on. Oh, I'm redirecting you to that live show. So if you're at all intrigued, go check them out. All right, 3, 2, 1, 0, click.